BNZ is facing backlash over a recent ad promoting its digital wallet app, Pay App. I think most of us have seen it. It's a little cringy, disgusting to watch, actually. First time I saw it, I went, ooh, who came up with this idea? You know, it's that shopkeeper with that big burly beard, and there's a woman standing in front, and he takes a bite out of the cake or muffin or whatever she's got at checkout, and then she's staring at him going, did he just take a bite out of that? And he goes, surcharges, what can you do? And then takes a sip from a milk bottle before spitting some back. And that's a bit of a gross. Now, several retail associations have condemned it as offensive and demeaning to small business owners, arguing it mocks shopkeepers who are already struggling with rising costs and high merchant fees. While there is a call for BNZ to withdraw the ad and issue a public apology, the bank says that the feedback they've had was positive, with more retailers adopting Pay App due to its lower contactless payment costs. Ash Parmar from the Waikato Retailers Group describes the portrayal as a grubby, unintelligent troll stereotype that undermines the hard work of retailers. And he joins me now. G'day, Ash.
Hey, Leah, how are you?
I'm good, my friend. Now, look, personally, I don't think it's a very clever ad, and I don't think it also explains what it's trying to convey, which to me in marketing is, 101. What are you selling? But are you and other retailers overreacting a little bit, Ash? Tell us why you're upset with it.
Leah, in my short time talking politics and business matters more publicly, what I've learned very quickly is oftentimes big organizations take actions to deflect from what they're doing. And the main thing right now is the banks get about $1 billion a year in these different interchange fees.
Yeah.
I don't know if you recall, we did have a conversation about it a few months ago. I think it was in July 2025. Commerce Commission came out and said these guys are just making way too much money. It's hurting, consumers eventually, but also retailers, paying too much in different fees for doing payday and all those kind of activities. And if you further recall, the government then came out and said they're going to make some changes later this year to limit how much they can charge for these interchange bank fees. So that is the main issue. And then obviously that's going to come. And then I don't know why, but BNZ thought it'd be clever to do this ad. I personally find it very cringe. That's why I wrote the way I wrote on LinkedIn about it. And you can see what they've done. It's like the lighting in the shop is very, very poor. There's a guy with a massive beard trying to make him look unintelligent, and the customer also, it's kind of, I don't know. I just feel like it doesn't pass the sniff test. It should have done better. I genuinely wonder what senior executives at the bank probably think of it. I genuinely wonder what did they think of it. Why put messaging like that out?
You don't think you're being a little bit sensitive, Ash, to it?
I feel like what happens sometimes in life, Leah, is it's funny till you're targeted directly. This feels like a moment for me. Does that make sense?
No, I get it. I get it.
Kind of like I talk to my children about it a lot. Yeah.
Do you think its portrayal affects public perception of small business?
Well, that's the thing. I own a few liquor stores. I myself have never charged for surcharge. We just have this business model that works for us. We just put the prices up, and we have them there. I'm comfortable not doing. But I also advocate on behalf of a lot of liquor stores. But I'll give you another direct example, Leah. I was talking to my barber about it yesterday, and he was concerned that obviously when the changes come, he won't be able to charge a surcharge, which means he will put the prices up, which further means everyone who is paying by normal cash and EFTPOS will also pay more because they're not going to have a split payment system. So, it's kind of like, why put this ad out? What are you trying to deflect?
That is a strange thing. I'm glad you brought it up because the government's pay wave surcharge ban, they portrayed it as being more money in the back pocket for for hardworking Kiwis. But you're right, because I've never used PayWave. I just use my EFTPOS. And now you're saying retailers will put the price up. So everybody is now getting stung. Well, will get stung. Was there any consultation with retailers, Ash, that you're aware of before the government decided about banning the PayWave surcharge?
The way I look at it, day one day came out with as a policy announcement, but obviously now it's been presented in Parliament. My understanding is it's gone through its first reading, and now people can go to select committee. A couple of the lobby groups I belong to, we will obviously make a presentation. But if you kind of read the words that they're saying, that it's kind of like a foregone conclusion that they will ban pay rate, which is, it's okay if that's the path you want to go, but don't tell Kiwis that it will save them money. It will not. And then for a bank to come out and then kind of make it look like the retailers are unintelligent and we don't know what we're actually doing, well, fix your systems and don't charge Kiwis so much. Don't drop the ball on my head or my fellow retailers' head. That's why I'm irritated. And I think you're right in saying probably maybe a bit too precious, but I'll give you the other point. I think everything's very, very funny till you feel targeted directly by something.
Yeah. Can you talk about how retailers, small retailers, businesses are already feeling the squeeze by banks and merchant fees? They're already excessive, aren't they?
Yeah, of course. Especially, that's why I gave you the barber example, because not many people think about it. I was just getting a haircut yesterday, and then I just asked him, bro, what are you going to do? And he said, well, currently I'm charging $35, but I don't know, maybe I'll put it up to $37. But the thing is, everyone will pay more. Even if people are paying by cash, they will be paying more, because otherwise you're going to have a situation where people are going to pay less because of cash, it just leads to awkward conversations. And it's just unnecessary. It's kind of like, I can think of a lot of stuff that needs fixing right now.
Yeah.
Which should be looked into, yeah.
Ash, what would you like to see from the BNZ to make things right?
Pull the ad. Why are you leaving it up? And I saw the comments in the Radio New Zealand yesterday when they did the story, and they said very proudly, which is good, that they are the biggest business bank in New Zealand. And it's like, really, is your executive team, your board happy with this? There's a bunch of people getting a bit irritated and you're just going to leave it up. But, hey, maybe people will make commercial decisions based on this. I don't know. I'm not encouraging anyone.
Well, I don't know if you, in the preamble before I came to you, they have done a statement and they said that their feedback they had was very positive, and they say that retailers are adopting more pay apps due to lower contactless payment costs. Anyway, of course they're going to come out with something positive, aren't they?
But also, I think if you go back in time, I would offer my services to them to write some clever ads for them that would win hearts and minds of Kiwis and retailers. And I'm sure you could as well, Leah. You're a great storyteller.
There's a lot of ads out there, Ash. There's a lot out there that I look at and I go, how did that get past the board? Because obviously they pay these companies, to do them. And then they come back and they all sit around and watch it in their boardroom and go, love it. And I'm like, really? Who thought that was great? I scratch my head. The thing about that ad to me too, Ash, is personally, but then you said unless it's targeting you, you might not understand it. But I just found it creepy, and I don't understand right until the end what they're trying to do. When he says, surcharges, what can you do, eh? It's like, what's that got to do with biting that? And then they get to the end and say whatever the hell the thing is. But to me, that's not clever, and it's creepy. I just find it creepy, and a bit disgusting especially when he spits milk back in. But anyway, I understand what you're saying as a business owner. Look, while I've got you, Ash, you are a member of the Ministerial Advisory Group for Victims of Retail Crime. And over the past year, the group has been working on ways to tackle retail crime. And you guys have come up with some pretty good stuff. The latest idea, and I had a conversation on Monday actually with another member of the group, Caroline Young from Retail New Zealand, about the idea of shop owners being able to defend themselves and their property with pepper spray. Now, I believe she's the only one of the group that thinks it's a bad idea. I could be wrong in that, but I think that's that feeling. So you, Ash, it's out in the public arena now, so it's not like you're talking about something that is, hush-hush. What's your personal view on that?